If you drive through Sri Lanka's capital, Colombo, you'll spot hundreds of people standing in multiple queues, hoping to take home fuel and gas from collection points. For months, there's been an acute shortage of essential commodities. In a new low for the country, Sri Lanka defaulted on its debts Thursday. We speak to people in Colombo about the impact the country's worst economic crisis has had on their lives. 36-year-old Thuvan, an auto rickshaw driver, has spent 2 nights at this gas station in central Colombo. It's been an endless wait to refuel his 3-wheeler. Petrol pumps are all but dry across the city.
At every petrol station we go to, they tell us they have run out of gas. Our day goes in lining up at petrol pumps.
With no fuel, Thuvan has been out of work. He leaves his rickshaw in the care of friends and heads home to meet family, where the situation is equally dire. There's been a crippling shortage of cooking gas across the island nation. Thuvan's wife Fatima has been cooking on a kerosene stove for the last 3 months.
I only have this 1 bottle of kerosene left. It'll finish after I heat the food tonight.
This family of 5 has no choice but to skip meals.
We do not eat in the mornings. We eat rice for lunch and dinner.
About 5 kilometers or 3 miles away from Thuvan's home, Sagarika Samanthi can barely sit in this 30-inch wide balcony where she cooks the day's meals. She uses coconut husk, paper and kerosene to get the firewood stove started.
Since the 30th of April, there's been no cooking gas. We're now using a firewood stove.
Earlier, Sagarika would cook 3 meals a day on a gas stove. It's now down to 1.
My husband and my children have never let me down. This country has. It makes me sad and angry. I don't foresee things getting better anytime soon.
Weeks of protests forced all the Rajapaksas except the president to step down from senior government posts. On Monday, Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister Wickremesinghe warned that things will only get worse before getting any better. 4 days later, and for the first time in its history, the country defaulted on its debt.
Unless the government reaches an agreement with the IMF for future resources and simultaneously an agreement with its foreign creditors about rescheduling, then the situation looks frankly impossible.
While talks with the International Monetary Fund are underway, Lankans like Thuvan are losing patience and hope. He says he voted for the Rajapaksas in the last election. He now not only wants them out of power, but out of the country. According to Sri Lanka's Prime Minister, the budget deficit for the year stands at a staggering 2.4 trillion rupees. On Friday, the governor of the central bank said $130 million has been released by the World Bank, which will help with payments for fuel and cooking gas shipments, which will hopefully help ease the burden on people like Thuvan and Sagarika. Vedika Sood, CNN, New Delhi.